Level 1. The Intern. You're 20 years old, junior year of college. Your university career portal had hundreds of listings. Only one mattered. The Goldman Sachs Summer Analyst Program. 10 weeks. New York City. You applied at midnight. Practiced for 3 rounds of interviews. Bought a suit specifically for this moment. And somehow, you got the offer. Now you're standing outside 200 West Street. 43 floors of glass, steel, and money. First morning. You walk through the lobby. You tap your badge at the turnstile. It doesn't work. You stand there for 90 seconds while people in better suits walk past you. No one stops. No one looks. You are invisible. There are 80 summer analysts. Same resumes, same GPAs, same ambition. None of that matters here. Here, everyone starts at 0. Your job is simple. Build Excel models. Don't make mistakes. You arrive at 9 a.m. You leave when the associate tells you to leave. The associate never tells you to leave before midnight. Dinner is at your desk. The firm pays for it if you're still there at 7 p.m. You are always still there at 7 p.m. You make $17,000 for the summer. It sounds impressive. After taxes and hours worked, it's about $11 an hour. The McDonald's across the street pays more. But you're not here for the money. You're here for the return offer. 10 weeks to prove you belong. At the end of the summer, they call you into a conference room. 2 minutes, a handshake. Congratulations. We'd like to offer you a full-time position. You say thank you with a straight face. Then you go to the bathroom and call your mom. She cries. You don't. You start in September. Level 2. The first-year analyst. You're 22. Your base salary is $110,000. The number looked huge in your head. Then came taxes. Then rent. Then the $4,200 studio apartment that was the cheapest place within walking distance. You make good money. You just can't afford to live like it. The real shock isn't the cost. It's the hours. Not 60 a week. Not even 80. You tried tracking them your first month. Then you stopped. Your title is analyst. Your real job is building pitch books. 60-page PowerPoints explaining why Goldman Sachs should advise a company on a deal. You align text boxes, fix fonts, double-check numbers. At 2 a.m., at 4 a.m., at 6 a.m. When the associate messages that the meeting is at 8 and the logo on the cover page is wrong, you fix the logo, you go home, you shower, you come back. Sleep stops being something that happens at night. It happens in pieces. On the subway. In a cab. Once. Briefly. In the bathroom. Your first bonus arrives in January. $40,000. After taxes. About $24,000. You feel like a god for one afternoon. Then the analyst next to you mentions his was $65,000. Now you spend the week wondering what you did wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. That's just how the floor works. Everything is ranked. No one tells you the rankings. You just keep performing and hope you're near the top. 2 years. That's the deal. Survive 2 years and you either get promoted or you exit to the buy side. Everyone calls it a choice. Sometimes it is. Most of the time it isn't. Level 3. The senior analyst. You survived year 1. That means something. Not much, but something. You're 23 now. Your salary jumps to $125,000. The raise feels smaller than it should because your lifestyle adjusted the moment you expected it. Now you have a first-year analyst working under you. His name is probably Connor. He reminds you of yourself. Same suit, same nervous energy, same habit of triple-checking everything before sending it. You used to be him. Now you're the one sending messages at 2 a.m. about the logo, except you're not an associate yet. You're stuck in the middle. Too senior to be protected. Too junior to have power. The associates push work down to you. You push it down to Connor. Connor fixes the logo. You check Connor's work. The associate checks yours. The VP checks the associate's summary. No one checks the managing director. Now you understand the system. Goldman doesn't run on talent. It runs on hierarchy. And hierarchy runs on fear. Fear of being the person whose mistake made it to the client. Fear of leaving too early on a live deal. Fear of being quietly managed out. The fear fades eventually, but it doesn't disappear. It turns into something colder. Competence. You're very good at this job now. That's when you realize the real cost. You've become someone your college self wouldn't recognize. Promotion review is coming. You already know the outcome. The MD told the associate. The associate told you, indirectly. That's how good news travels here. Bad news is delivered directly. Level 4, the associate. You go back to school, 2 years, an MBA, $220,000 in debt. You return to the firm at 26. Your base salary is $175,000. Bonus, maybe $75,000. The spreadsheet says you'll pay off the loans eventually. The spreadsheet doesn't account for the Sunday feeling. That dread around 4 p.m. when you remember Monday exists. Every banker knows it. Nobody talks about it. Your job changed. You're not building decks anymore. You manage the analysts who build them. You check their models, fix mistakes before the VP sees them. You are the filter between the work and the people who matter. You are also the one sending messages at 2 a.m. about the logo. You hear yourself doing it. You recognize the voice. You keep sending the messages anyway, because the deal doesn't care what time it is. Neither does the client. Level 5, the vice president. You're 30 now. Base salary, $250,000. Good year total compensation, around $400,000. More money than your parents made in a decade. You take them to dinner at a restaurant with no prices on the menu. Your father still orders carefully. Old habits. Your job is execution. The MD brings in the client. You run the deal. You manage the associates. You manage the analysts. You are the engine. No one sees the engine. They see the car. Your team has 6 people. You know exactly who cracks under pressure and who will stay until 5 a.m. without being asked. You deploy them accordingly. This is called management. It feels more like chess, but one problem remains. You haven't brought in a deal yourself. Execution is not enough. To make managing director, you have to sell. Selling means relationships. Relationships take years, and you're already behind. Level 6, the managing director. You're 38 when it finally happens. Your first deal you originated. A $2.1 billion merger. Your client. Your pitch. Your relationship. Total compensation this year, $1.2 million. The number stopped feeling real somewhere around $600,000. After that, it's just a scoreboard. Your name is on the tombstone now. The analysts who built the model are invisible. You remember being one of them. You send a thank you email. 2 sentences. It takes 4 minutes to write because you've forgotten how to say anything that doesn't sound transactional. The real problem now isn't stress. It's time. Your daughter's school play was on Thursday. You watched the recording on a flight to London. She had the lead role. She was great. You told her on Sunday. She said thanks and went back to her phone. The engine keeps running. Level 7, the partner. There are about 400 partners at Goldman Sachs. Out of roughly 45,000 employees, you're one of them. You're 44. Last year, you made $4.8 million. The year before, $3.2 million. The number changes. The lifestyle doesn't. You sit on committees, approve deals you didn't build, mentor managing directors who remind you of yourself. Ambitious, confident, a little hollow behind the eyes. You have everything the 22-year-old with the broken badge wanted. The office, the title, the money. You also have a divorce, a son who texts you twice a year, and a doctor who uses the word stress very carefully. You became the most successful version of the person you set out to be. You're just not sure that person is still you.